For decades, American politics has operated under a comfortable illusion that the president can wage massive military conflicts thousands of miles away while life back home continues without a ripple. By May 2026, that boundary has collapsed. We are standing in the middle of a rapidly escalating conflict with Iran, radiating outward from the streets of Tehran. Right now, this 10-week-old war has burned through approximately $29 billion. President Trump has declared the current ceasefire to be on massive life support after rejecting the latest peace proposals from the region. The conflict in the Persian Gulf acts as a trigger, initiating a chain reaction through the American homeland. To understand the current chaos breaking out across the United States, from your grocery bills to recent Supreme Court rulings, we have to trace the blast radius of this single war from the Persian Gulf directly into the U.S. economy. The immediate physical consequence of the Iran conflict is happening on the water. A naval blockade has trapped 65 commercial shipping vessels in the region. When dozens of major cargo ships are concentrated at a single impassable choke point, it starves the global supply chain. The immediate domestic result is a sharp inflation spike, hitting 3.8% by April. For Main Street, that data translates to surging gasoline prices. The pain at the pump has become so severe, the administration is considering a complete suspension of the federal gasoline tax to provide relief. Military bottlenecks thousands of miles away translate into financial emergencies for American citizens within weeks. Facing this economic fallout, the president attempted an aggressive countermeasure. Bypassing standard procedures, he announced the immediate imposition of Liberation Day tariffs to force a market correction. The move triggered intense legal backlash. Opponents argued the executive branch overstepped constitutional boundaries by unilaterally dictating trade policy without congressional input. That argument won. In a landmark ruling, the United States Supreme Court struck down the tariffs, declaring the administration lacked authority for such immediate action. The timing is devastating. At the moment the president needed his strongest economic weapon to fight the domestic fallout, the highest court stripped it away. While political capital is spent managing the war, the American homeland itself is buckling. Critical infrastructure is failing. Prosecutors filed criminal charges against the Dolly ship operators for unsafe conditions that led to the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse. Digital systems are equally exposed. A mass hack of Canvas caused widespread educational disruption. Local political institutions are showing vulnerabilities as well. The mayor of West Covina resigned after pleading guilty to acting as a foreign agent. Environmental and health disasters are compounding the pressure. A record-breaking heat wave is roasting 22 states, while the CDC monitors a Hantavirus outbreak isolated in Nebraska. The United States government is attempting to project power abroad, while its internal, physical, digital, and political systems are simultaneously overheating. These cascading domestic failures follow the president across the globe. Tomorrow begins a high-stakes diplomatic event in Beijing, the first U.S. presidential visit to China in nearly a decade. The Trump-Xi summit focuses on regional security and the urgent need to resolve the $29 billion conflict in Iran. But President Trump brings a compromised hand to the negotiating table. His primary economic leverage, the threat of immediate tariffs, was neutralized by the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, his domestic economy struggles with 3.8% inflation and a fractured supply chain. Foreign adversaries are keenly aware of these internal weaknesses, recalibrating their own positions as they watch the American economy struggle to sustain the conflict. The consequences loop right back home. From the halls of Beijing, the story returns to the fierce Democratic primary clashes currently dividing Nebraska. In Nebraska's Blue Dot District, these pressures are the central focus. Candidates are clashing over how to address the 3.8% inflation rate and the soaring cost of the war, as voters decide which path leads back to economic stability. A local primary in the Midwest is now inseparable from the outcomes of foreign naval blockades and diplomatic summits in Asia. In an era of absolute hyperconnectivity, there are no isolated incidents. The security of the American homeland and the stability of the global order are locked together